Hello, welcome back to another episode of Nomifactory GTCEu Expert Mode. So, I've prepared some stuff as you can see from my inventory. I've got these things and I've got these. I got 16 electronic circuits here and more there, and then I've got this brass aluminum cobalt tight, which we're going to be making a basic cutting machine, which as you can see here requires cobalt brass, which is what we're going to be making with this essentially. And I prepared the motor ready. I've got glass, I've got the circuits, I made the LV conveyor module already. So we should pretty much have everything ready. The only thing that I think I still have to make for this one is the LV machine hole. Now, if you notice in this one, or this one right here, I did make 9 LV machine holes, but this is actually going to be for this stuff that we're going to be doing. So I did make 9 LV machine holes already, but those are going to be for the other stuff that we're making. And I'll explain what we're going to be doing with all of this stuff real soon. Um, so let me show you downstairs real quick. I did make some more steel, of course. We always need more steel. So over here, you'll see that I actually cleared out a little bit of this area right here and down here. This was not open before. And this area right here is where I'm planning on putting the stuff that I'm going to be building today. So if we go back up, I also made another storage crate. I made a storage crate here just for some miscellaneous stuff, because this one was getting full on stuff. So that's why I just put this. I don't need the shovel or spade anymore because I have the steel drill. They were just sitting in my inventory taking up space, so I was like, I'll just put them in here rather than have them sit in my inventory doing nothing. So, back to the basic cutting machine, right? So, you need 4 cobalt brass plates, which is going to be 4 cobalt brass ingots. And so we are going to get this cobalt brass dust, which is in the mixer. And as you can see, this is what was in my inventory: 7 brass, 1 aluminum, and 1 cobalt dust. And then you get 9 cobalt brass dust, and make sure you have a circuit of 1 in the mixer. So 7, 1, 1. Well, we made 2 cobalt. We only need 1. So let's head over to the mixer right here, and we're gonna put 7, 1, 1. Let's see, why is it not starting up? So it's got power. Oh, maybe it has to be the specific order. Is it brass, aluminum, cobaltite? Brass, aluminum, cobalt. Oh, I have cobaltite dust. It's supposed to be cobalt. Okay, that was my bad. Um, I did have crushed cobaltite ore, but I guess I got it into a different kind of dust. Oh, but this is a 70 per, oh, okay. Cobalt dust. I thought I centrifuged the wrong thing, I think. Um, so you need 1 of these purified piles of cobalt. Okay, so I think it's just, let's go back here, back to home, grab 1 cobalt, right, head down here, go to the grinder, And so we've got these crushed cobalt. I think we wash them now. I pulverized last time, but I think we get purified cobalt, right? And then, so we want this, the purified pile. Okay, so you wash it, then you pulverize it, I think. And then, wait, where did the cobalt one go? Um, so we want purified pile of cobalt dust. You get that from a purified cobalt ore, crushed cobalt ore, crushed cobalt ore. Okay, I guess we're using the wrong thing. We don't want crushed cobaltite ore, we want cobalt ore. Um, it's not cobaltite at all. Cobalt without the G. Do we have, we only have cobaltite. Um, I know that it said there was a way to get it at a percent, possibly. Let me look at that real quick here. Ore washer, impure pile of cobalt dust. Um, anything involving cobaltite? This is all gonna be just straight up cobalt stuff. Dun, dun, dun. Let's look back at this one. Um, none of this stuff is gonna be what we're looking for. I don't. Hmm. The thing that I've noticed about pulverizing, at least with the steam grinder, I feel like whenever it says there's a chance to get something like a byproduct, don't think I ever see it. And it says there's a 14% chance at base, I guess, but it doesn't feel like I ever see that, at least with the steam grinder. Cobalt oxide, what is this? That's not going to be useful. Um, Cobalt ore. We might have to end up going to get cobalt ore, wherever that is. Cobaltite dust gets you. Okay, so we have cobaltite dust, right? We need 3 though. Okay. Wait, let's grab this again real quick. Can we? I think we can get this, crush it again, and get some more. Hopefully. Let's get the, whatever it's called. Is it impure pile? Yeah. So then what we do with these, we're going to ore wash them. Ore wash right there. Now we've got cobaltite dust. And as we were looking before, there was a way in the electrolyzer to get cobalt dust. And it also gives you arsenic and sulfur, which are pretty decently useful, I suppose. So let's go ahead and throw this in the centrifuge. Now it's only going to use, wait, or sorry, not the centrifuge, electrolyzer, right? Um, is it not working? Cobaltite dust, cobaltite dust, okay. Electrolyzer. I have it in the electrolyzer right now. What? Fluid tank. Why is that there? Um, It's not doing anything. It says 3 cobaltite dust in the electrolyzer. Oh, it's gotta be MV. Damn, my plans are ruined. We can't do that at our current level. Ah, centrifuge. This is cobalt dust though. Um, cobalt dust, cobalt dust. I think we actually have to get cobalt. There's no way right now for us to get cobalt dust with cobaltite, that is. So I guess screw these. I'm throwing these away. Screw them. Where did this pyrope come from? How did that get in my inventory? Um, do I have the other sapphire stuff over here? No? Guess we'll put this here for now. So, for cobalt, let me look real quick. Not that one. This one. So we can get it here in this world between 10 to 40. Let's find some cobalt real quick. Wherever it is, that's cobaltite. That's not what we want. Um, so there's no cobalt here then? Wonder which direction we should go. Guess we can pick any. Any direction is good. So, guess we'll go north. Oh, forgot. Forgot switching to this while flying would not work too well. Still just cobaltite. What? Where is the cobalt? It says we can find it in... Wait, now I can't click this? What? Click? Uh, hello? I can click this one. I can't... Wait. Huh. Am I confused here? Cobalt ore. Cobaltite? Cobalt? Huh. How strange. Nickel, garnet, cobalt. That I just saw. Cobaltite, cobaltite. Not seeing cobalt here. Uh, why does left clicking this not do anything anymore? I could have sworn it did initially. Right click it, then it just gives me this stuff. What happens if I left click this? Press R. R doesn't do anything. Left click, nothing. Huh. Cobalt or how? Maybe I just have to go searching a little bit more. Just go a little bit further. Go to this brick over here. Now let's see if there's cobalt. Cobaltite. Still no cobalt. Huh. Go way out here, I guess. We're gonna fly far away. Let's go to this waypoint that we have way out here. Hello, cows. We're coming down. Okay. Now let's check. Well, there's no cobaltite, and there's no cobalt. What? Is cobalt literally not here at all? Certainly there should be. Cobalt ore. Yeah, I don't know why. Pressing R doesn't do anything. Do I need to like relog or something? Let me just do that real quick. I don't know if that's gonna fix anything, but it's kind of weird how I can't press R on it anymore. I still can't. I can on this one though, just not on actual cobalt. Don't get why that is. Really wish I could do this. So I would do these methods, except I don't think I can get the byproduct for some reason. Um, Cobalt dust, but that's impure pile. We would need the actual cobalt ore. Maybe it's only in the nether or something, but I could have sworn when I looked at it before. I can't click on any of the cobalt ores. I can click on cobaltite. It says there is nether cobalt ore, but when I left click it, it doesn't do anything, I don't think. Yeah, left click, R does nothing. So I don't get that. I guess let's go take a trip to the nether real quick. Alright, let's see if there's cobalt here. Nether cobalt. There's no nether cobalt. Don't tell me there's not going to be any here either. Let's just check like a chunk way over here. Okay, let's see if there's anything here. No cobalt again. Is there actually no cobalt here at all? In any world? Besides, I mean, maybe one that I don't have access to? Let's check over here. Check right here. Nope. Actually. Where is the cobalt? Uh, actually. it's kind of weird. Like, first, like, I literally can't left click or press R on the cobalt ore anymore. And second, I literally just can't find it anywhere in the world. I can right click and press U, and I can see all this shit. How am I supposed to get cobalt ore if I can't find it? And it literally won't even let me left click it now. It's actually quite annoying. It's like no matter how far I go, like where I go, it's literally just never there. It's literally not there. How am I supposed to get cobalt? Is it broken? It's gotta be broken. Huh. Well, if it literally just isn't in the world, because I can't left click it for whatever reason, um, maybe I'll just consider this worth uh, one cobalt dust. We're just gonna do that because I literally don't know why this isn't working. So we'll just exchange 4 of these for 1 cobalt dust. Since I literally can't find it in the world, can't left click it, tried everywhere. So I don't know how we're gonna figure that out later. Hopefully, well actually later we'll probably have access to the MV stuff, so shouldn't be a problem later. I just don't know why I literally can't find it right now, including left click doesn't work. So, right, let's go back downstairs to the mixer. Put one of these in here. That takes 45 seconds apparently. Uh, done cobalt. Okay, so as we were saying before, we're trying to get these so that we can get the saw machine, cutting machine rather. And I think this is the last ingredient that we really need for that. Well, if we have everything else ready. We do have to smelt it though. So let's take these. Let's head upstairs. I wonder what else you can actually do with the cobalt brass ingots. You can make a mortar, an axe, plates. Wonder what all the plates are used for. Hmm. Wait, what was that one thing that I saw? 2 stacks per second. How much, how fast does that compare? I'm curious. So, item conduits. I think you can transfer way faster with these, especially if you get the upgrades and put them into the connectors. I think we're gonna go for conduits for sure. I like conduits, and then you can upgrade them and stuff like that. So, with speed upgrades or whatever they're called, I can't remember. Um, okay, so let's go ahead and I guess we'll just smelt all of this. Okay, we've got that. Now we've got to go downstairs and make them into plates. Over here. Oh, zinc plates. We only need 4 of these. For now. I think I made the zinc plates for something. I can't remember what what use just yet, but we'll figure that out in a second. Okay, so go back upstairs. And go here. Make this. Okay, so we've got a cobalt brass buzzsaw blade. And so this is going to require 2 circuits, 1 glass, 1 motor, tin cable. Okay. We don't have any tin cable. We have 1. I could have sworn I made a lot of tin cable earlier. I guess we used it all up. Uh, the conveyor module. Okay. Guess we need 1 more tin cable. We'll just do it here. And there we go. Basic cutting machine. I can't remember, is that a quest? If it is, I guess I don't have it unlocked yet. It is. It's a quest right here, which requires vanadium steel, which is this quest. And vanadium steel requires chrome, this one, this one, this one. So eventually we'll get it unlocked. We just haven't done this stuff yet. This is an MV mixer, the advanced one. So, we're gonna go downstairs because we actually need this right now for something that we're gonna do. Okay, cutting machine, put it here. We're gonna need power for that. So we're gonna need the 4 times conductive, one of those. Oops, too far down. And then go here, put it there, get this. Alright, it's got power. And now, we're gonna get, what was that one plate? I remember it was a plate. There's a lot of plates though. It was a plate that you could make in here. Um, what was I? Let's see. Oh, fluid filter. This one? Okay, yeah. So this is what we're gonna be making right now, the item. That's why we're getting the cutting saw. Because we need a lapis plate. What? Lapis lazuli block in water? That makes 9. I guess you make 9 of them at a time. Lapis lazuli. A block of lapis lazuli is what we need. And water. So, grab 9 of these. Throw them in here. Oh, lapis lazuli block. Okay. And then water. Need some water. Okay. Just grab a bucket of water from here. Okay. Then we go up here. Where does it say we have to do this? Oh, right. In the cutting saw that we made. Or cutting machine. It's going. 22 seconds. Okay. This should get us 9 lapis plates. There we go. We've got 9 lapis plates. And then, oh, the zinc. Right, that's why I had the zinc stuff down here. These 2 zinc plates. Because I was going to make these. We need 2 zinc plates for 8 zinc foil. And you put those in the metal bender. And then we'll have that done. Okay. So we got that. And now we can make that the fluid filter. This and one of those. Okay, we've got ourselves a fluid filter. Why was that staying in my hand? Weird. Okay, so with the fluid filter, we're gonna need to make a few things. Well, we're making a few machines here, right? As you can see. These were the machines that I was trying to make, but we only need this fluid filter for one of them, which is the gas collector. So as you can see, it's a fluid filter, 4 iron bars, electronic circuit, LV machine hole, and 2 electric pumps. So we've got obviously that. We've got these. We've got the fluid filter. And then, so we made a bunch of motors, but we've obviously got to make these 2 into, well, we've got to make multiple electric pumps, actually. It's not just 2 that we're going to make, because if you look at the other machines, so we're making one of these, that's 2 electric pumps. This one, 4 total. 4, and then here. And we're actually going to make 2 distilleries. So I believe we need 6 pumps. So let's make 6 of them. And, wait, we only made 5 bronze fluid pipes. Did we only need 5? It's like I prepared these. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4, right? Yeah. 4, 5. But we need 2 distilleries. So yeah, it should be 6. I guess we just miscounted on this. It's definitely gotta be 6. Okay. So we're making 6 of these. So I need 12 rubber rings. And we only have 6 rubber sheets. But we've got these ones, so we'll just use those. I made 12, yeah. Oops, I made one extra. Oh well. Screws. We don't have any tin rods. Was it? Wait, do we need 3 tin rods? Um, 6. So we need 6 screws. Yeah. Wait, we can use the cutting saw? What is this useful for? Tin rod? 1 tin rod gets you 4 tin bolts. Is this actually good? Tin rod is 4 tin bolts? I guess it is double. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So, again, we're gonna need 6 tin screws. What's this? A bolt into a screw? I've never used those before. Huh. I'm kind of curious. So let's let's do one set here, so we'll get 2 rods. Now, normally, if we did this, 2 rods would get you 4 tin bolts, and 4 tin bolts would get you 2 screws. But we're gonna try using the cutting saw first. So we're gonna take the tin rods and put them into bolts, I guess. Um, let's see what we get here. Four 10 bolts. So we'll get 8 bolts. And normally, so we would have only got 4 normally, but we're getting 8. And then for the screws, so we've got 8 of these, right? Normally you'd get 4 screws. So we've got 8 bolts. We can get 8 screws. Um, so yeah, normally it'd be, okay. So with 8 10 bolts, for example, you normally get 4 screws, but if you do it like this, and put them in, what, why, okay. Now we get screws. Okay. So we ended up with 8 tin screws from one tin ingot. Um, normally, if you don't do that method, let's see, you would get 1 tin rod, you would get 2 bolts. So normally you only get 1 screw for 1 ingot. We got 8 times the amount of screws by using the cutting machine and then using the lathe. So that's a pretty decent amount, I'd say. let's put the screws in there. And I think this is what we were doing, right? 10 cables, right? That's the other thing that we were missing. Well, we have wire, but we don't have the other component, which is gonna be this. Let's head down here. I believe we can throw these in here and then put this in here. And then we'll get 10 wire or 10 cable. Yeah. Okay. I think we should be good to go now. And then we'll make 6 electric pumps. Okay. Up here. 1, 2. Ah, right. We only had one rotor. We have to make more rotors. So we're gonna need more tin plates. We've got some there. How many? We have to make 5. So, okay, 5 tin rotors. Need 5 of these, which is 5 rods. Too bad we didn't make any extra rods. Um, okay. So, let's grab some of these. Lathe. Put these in there. Then, okay, we do have extra tin screws, I think, right? Yeah. We should be good on the screws, I think. Okay. We need one more, but it's gonna make 2. Alright. Home. Oh gosh. Typing. We need to put these in there and make 3 of these. And then the rotors. 3 rotors. Wait, 3? Why was I making 3? Didn't I need to make more? 4 electric pumps? We needed 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Just making 2 distillers. So, yeah. We need more of these. 2 more. The heck? What was my thinking there? So, okay. I didn't actually look. Was there anything else that we needed? Besides tin rods? Didn't pay attention to the other stuff. Wait, we have tin rods in our inventory. Huh. Um, forgot. Right here. 2. Got 2 tin rods. Tin plates. Throw these in here. Screws! We went through all 8 screws. We need one more damn screw. We're just gonna do it here. 10 rods. Okay. And then this. Alright. Okay. Oh. Okay. So we do need more 10 screws. For sure. There's no room for steel plates in this. Okay. We need more 10 cables and more 10 screws. Well, only one. So we've got that. Got that. 10 cables. So I'm gonna go make some tin cables, I guess, or wires first. Where's our tin? There it is. We'll just get like maybe a full stack of cables. Wire. Now we only need. What were we? Wait, confused. What were we using the wiring for again? Or the cables? Oh, of the electric pump, right. We're gonna need rubber. Um, we do have 2 rubber bars in our inventory. That's not very much, but it's something. Was there any rubber left in the assembling machine, or no? I don't think, right? Okay. We can do 2 right now with what we've got. Go to extractor. Okay. We'll let that keep going. Oh, running out of power. We gotta turn this back on. One of them anyways. Okay. So let's go up here. Put these in there. Oh, screwdriver broke. And we also need another 10 screw, I forgot. Iron. Oh, no, not screwdriver. I need, the thingy thing. Just a regular, this one. Stick. Okay. So back to what we were doing, which was this. We need this. Got 10 right here. That. That. Oh, that's the wrong one. This one. Then this. Okay. So we've got 6 electric pumps. It's an alright amount, but not the best. Okay. So, I believe we were making this first. Electric gas pumps, or not electric gas pumps, electric pumps. We're gonna make one basic gas collector. That's done. And then next up on the list, we'll do a basic fluid heater. Now, luckily, we have pretty much all the rest of the stuff already made. We've just gotta throw it in here. The one thing that we didn't do is the 4x copper wire, but we can do that real simple. And how much 4x do we need? 2 of them. Okay, got that. And the glass. We've got our basic fluid heater now. Next, we're gonna make another electrolyzer. So, this is what we're gonna need the gold wire for. We're gonna need glass, 2 electronic circuits, and then there we go. We've got an electronic, or basic electrolyzer. Our second one, rather. Next, basic chemical reactor. Now these, the chemical reactors, I made one in the previous session, I believe. But we're gonna need, uh, four of these for what we're doing. So, that means we're gonna need 8 glass. Uh, more tin cables. Electric motors. Does distiller not require any? Oh, okay. Circuits. We need 8 for 4 of these. And we're gonna have to do this 10 rotors again. We need 4 10 rotors. This one doesn't require any. So 4 10 rotors, 16 tin plates, freaking 10 rods again. We need 4 10 rods for the rings, and then we need to make some screws. We're out of 10 rods. Back to this. So it was... what's this? Oh, okay. So we're obviously gonna need 4 rods for that, and then we're gonna need at least a rod for the screw. So let's just do that. Go over to the lathe. One more. Put that in there. So, we can put this into the, like one of these into the cutting machine if we want. There's more tin wire. We were gonna make this into that, but we're gonna get some rubber. Let's go here. I got 1 block of rubber here. I'm gonna have to get some more rubber at this rate. Extractor. Alright, that'll make some 10 weight cables. We've got 10 bolts here. Now we can put those into the lathe. Make them into screws. Okay. Got 5 10 rods and 4 screws right now. Okay, so put that in there, make 4 of these. Got an extra there. Okay. And apparently we're out of 10 plates there. I'm gonna have to make some more 10 plates. How many rotors were we making? 4. So we need 3. Okay. Yep, we're almost out of 10 plates. Okay, so we've got 4 10 rotors. Now let's do this. The 10 cables. We've got to grab them from downstairs. From the assembler. Okay. Then we go here. Put that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 basic chemical reactors. Okay, so this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done. And then the distilleries, right? The last thing that we're going to be making, which is, we're going to be making 2 of these. And then once all of these machines are done, aka once these last 2 are done, I'm going to explain what we're going to be making, or yeah, what we're going to be doing with all of these machines. And then we'll be getting them set up. So this basic distillery is of course going to require 10 cables again, and we're making 2 of them, so we need 4 10 cables. We've only got 1, so first things first, let's grab these bars, go down to the extractor, throw these in there, get some more of these, 10 cables. While that's going, we've got the electric pumps ready, so this bottom row is good now. We've got the circuits, we've got the LV machine hole, we've got the glass, and then the copper spring, which is, we're going to need 2 of those. So we're going to need 4 long copper rods. What's that? Metal bender? Ah, we can do it with 2. 2 long copper rods. What's this? Oh, okay. So you would need 4 copper rods. 4 copper rods, so 2 copper ingots. Okay. Don't think there's anything else down here. Okay, 4. Put that in there. Put 4 glass. No, wait, oh wait. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I was like, more 10 rotors? No way. Okay. 4 electronic circuits. 2 pumps. And the copper spring. So let's go take these, and we need to make them into rods in the lathe. Wait. So we need 2 of these, so we need 2 of these. 4 copper rods, right? Yeah. Actually, we just need 2 ingots. And when we take the 4 copper rods, I guess we need to either craft them or 4-chamber them. You know, I don't think we have a electric 4-chamber right now, so let's just wait. This isn't. Is it the same ratio? Yeah, 2 to 1. Either way, 2 to 1 here, 2 to 1 here. That's nice, but we don't have an extruder. There is a LV one. Okay, interesting. And then we go to the metal bender. Configuration of 1. Metal bender. Okay, put those in there. Then we should end up with 2 copper springs. And then we'll make the basic distillery times 2. And we'll get to setting this stuff up. And I'll explain everything about what we're doing here with all this stuff. 1, 2. LV machine hole. Oh, 'cause we made the cutting machine. And we used one of the LV machine holes. So, we're gonna have to do this. We need... Oh, and we just got a quest done. Distillery. Because of these ones. Or one of those, rather. So let's make that. And then another steel plate. We'll just throw that in there. And then throw that. Make another one of these. What? We don't have enough tin cable? I thought we had enough for this. Basic distillery. Tin cables. That's not tin. We need tin. And we need rubber. And we have no rubber. It's a sad day. Very sad. There's none in here. Okay, so let's get some rubber. Let me think how I want to. So, let me look at these again real quick. I know we can make these into sticky resin if we want. Which, or you could turn them directly into this, but it's not as worth, I don't think, because you only get 2. Whereas if you smelt them, then you can turn this into 3. Um, Also, one thing to note about the sticky resin, you can centrifuge it or extractor it, right? And you get 3 in either situation, but if you're in a rush, this is 7.5 seconds, and you get 3. But if you want to wait a little bit longer, you can get 3 and glue, which is going to be somewhat useful. And then you can also get, I guess, plant ball, which plant ball gets you slime balls, which in turn gets you more sticky resin. So, um, yeah, if you just want to get it done quick, you can certainly um, do the or the extractor option. Um, but anyways, I'm not gonna do anything with the slime ball right now. Do I have? I don't have any. Oh, I do have 2 raw rubber pulp, but that's not very many. That's not gonna be enough. So we're gonna need some sulfur dust. Um, and I guess we're gonna need some sticky resin. Then, um, if we, yeah, we extract. Extracting is the fast way, centrifuging is the slower way, but you get extra stuff. So, oh right, the thing about rubber now that we have the chemical reactor here, right? we can make it much more efficiently, the rubber. So if you have at least 9 raw rubber pulp, right? It's 9 raw rubber pulp and 1 sulfur dust gets you 9 rubber bars inside of this chemical reactor. So we'll do 18 and then 2, for example, that, and it's going, and we'll get 9 rubber bars essentially. But I believe it does it in liquid form, which is fine. We're just gonna get it over here so we can get our 10. But this is 3 times more efficient, 3 times more rubber compared to the previous version of us getting rubber. There we go. That's 9 ingots right there. So we could pipe it in, but we'll just do this because it's gonna be faster for us right now because we don't have any pipes on us. So that's making some tin cable. This is making more. Okay. And we can definitely turn these into rubber bars, the liquid, or we can turn it into a block like I was using earlier. All you do is take this, right, the raw rubber, and depending on uh, what you want to do, so as you can see here, you put in the fluid solidifier, you can get this blocks with the mold block, rubber bar with the ingot block. You can turn it into sheets if you want with the mold plate, rubber gear, and that's all on the fluid solidifier. Okay, so just put a little bit more in there. Okay, so we'll have a little bit of rubber there in case we need it. Let's go back up, finish what we were doing, which is making one of these. So we've got 2 basic distilleries, 4 basic chemical reactors, electrolyzer, fluid heater, and basic gas collector. So we've literally got all of this stuff, right? Now you might be wondering, what is all of that going to be used for? Well, I will tell you here once I do that stuff. I don't know what I'm doing with this lapis plates right now. I'm just going to put it up here next to the lapis for now. So let's go downstairs, go over to this area, and explain what's going to be happening here. Actually, before we do that, we're going to get some wiring, because we're going to need to get power at least to all of these, right? So we're going to need more conductive iron wire, because 4 is not going to be enough. Um, we have 25 here. I don't think that's going to be enough, though. 25 gets you 50 divided by 4, 12. Maybe it might be enough. So we'll grab that, head down here, go to the wire mill. Just 1 extra. Get that going. And then we'll get this all into 4 times. And while that's going, let's see what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna have to extend this conductive iron wire right here from these machines over here. And so First, to explain why we made all of these machines, well, that is because we are going to be getting poly, um, thin polyvinyl chloride. This is the sheets version of it, but I think I would just search PVC. So we're going to be getting the liquid, right? Which we'll then be using for a couple different things. Um, but if you look at these sheets, right, you can see that you need these for item conduits and also for the fluid conduits here, pressurized and ender. So that's going to be useful stuff for that. But so the whole process of the polyvinyl chloride, for example, right? It is quite the process. So let me take you through it real quick. Polyvinyl chloride. We're going to be doing air and vinyl chloride. Um, not this one though. We're going to be going to not oxygen, air. So this one right here, in a chemical reactor, it's 1 bucket of air and 144 millibuckets of vinyl chloride. And so this air, right? The reason why we made the what was it called? Gas collector, right? The reason why I made the gas collector is because this is going to collect our air for us. So that'll be very useful in just getting air here. And then for the vinyl chloride, right? And also keep in mind, this recipe makes 144 millibuckets of PVC, aka polyvinyl chloride. Um, you could do oxygen and get a slightly more. I'm pretty sure when we set up the collector for, I think it brings in air, not oxygen. Oxygen's a little bit um, not as easy. It's still pretty easy, but the air is going to be even easier. So for vinyl chloride is chlorine plus ethylene. That's the one that we're going to be doing. So not this one, not this one, the third one here. This is the one that we're going to be doing. So you can see it's 1 bucket and 2 buckets here. And then over here, it produces vinyl chloride 1 bucket and hydrochloric acid 1 bucket. And then going back here, right, because we need these, chlorine is going to be 2 salt. So if we go over here to the electrolyzer, 2 salt gets you 1 bucket of chlorine and sodium dust, right? But we're focused mostly on the chlorine for right now. So that's how you get chlorine. And then for the ethylene, it's going to be severely steam cracked light fuel and a circuit with a configuration of 10. So, and that is going to be done in a chemical reactor. So if you go over to here, um, wait, is it chemical reactor? Severely steam cracked light fuel. Maybe it was in distillery. Severely steam cracked light fuel. Okay, yeah, it's actually a distillery. Um, I was thinking for some reason chemical reactor, but it's distillery. So, yeah, so how you get ethylene is how I said before, 1 bucket and a configuration of 10 on the circuit, and you get some carbon dust, tiny piles, and ethylene, 250 millibuckets. Now, how do you get severely steam cracked light fuel, you might ask? Well, I will show you. So, for severely steam cracked light fuel, right? You need light fuel and steam. 1 bucket of steam and 1 bucket of light fuel. And you also need a circuit of 3, configuration 3, inside of the chemical reactor. And that would obviously get you the 500 millibuckets of the severely steam cracked light fuel. And then, it's still not over, there's a couple more steps, or 1 or 2 more. So, obviously steam, that's one of the machines that we made, right? I'll get back to that in a second. For the steam generation, we made a machine for that. And then, so for the light fuel, it's going to be hydrogen and sulfuric light fuel. So, and that's going to be in the chemical reactor. So if we go over here, sulfuric light fuel and hydrogen, it's 12 buckets of sulfuric light fuel and 2 buckets of hydrogen gets you 1 bucket of hydrogen sulfide and 12 buckets of light fuel, which is what you needed for the previous, or the next step after this, right? We're going backwards in the steps right now, just so you can see the whole thing. And then finally, the last step, right? Uh, for the sulfuric light fuel, it's oil inside of a distillery with a configuration of 2 on the circuit, gets you 25 millibuckets of sulfuric light fuel. So you're really starting with oil and then going all the way to the end to get PVC. It's a long process, definitely is, and it took me a while to figure it out. But after doing some research, I was finally able to get it nailed down here in terms of what we're going to need to do. Now, for the oil, we're going to have another setup for the oil. We're going to have to go to one of the oil sources out in the world and get the oil. I think there's a process that we're going to do to get the oil, but I haven't looked at that too much just yet, so I'm going to get all this stuff set up first. And then there's one other machine that I want to get, which I believe is the sifter. We're going to be needing that. So first things first, now that we've got all of this, right? Remember this, that, ethylene, vinyl chloride, polyvinyl chloride. That's the final product. So, remember this is what we're going to be using for the steam generation. So we'll have to pipe, we are going to have to pipe water into this, and then electricity into. So yeah, electricity into everything else. But I don't think we need water into any of this other stuff. Um, hydrogen for the light fuel. We're gonna have to get hydrogen. Hydrogen. Not that. Hydrogen. Hello? How do we get. How do we see the hydrogen? There. Okay. For some reason, I couldn't see this block over here for whatever reason. It's kind of weird. Spelled it right. So for getting hydrogen, um, okay. Sodium. No, no, no. Methane and water. Hmm. Carbon dioxide. Interesting. Hydrochloric acid and iron. Iron 3 chloride. I think we're gonna need iron 3 chloride at some point. And we're gonna get hydrochloric acid, right? From making vinyl chloride. We get hydrochloric acid. Now, as far as the uses of hydrochloric acid, obviously this is one of the uses. We can get hydrogen with it. But there's probably a lot of other uses for it too. You can just get hydrogen and chlorine with it. Ammonium chloride. There's a bunch of other shit. Vinyl chloride and water. Whatever that is. Hydrogen or oh, that's the one we were looking at before. Water and epichlorohydrin. Diluted hydrochloric acid and polydimethylsiloxane, whatever that word is. Ammonium. Okay, that's back at the beginning. So I'm not 100% sure which version I want to use to get the hydrogen, but so let's look at getting the setup, okay? Pretty much, we're gonna start with distillery. Um, so I want to leave a little bit of room in between so that we can get through. I think we're gonna make this 3 wide. So let's do it here. I guess right here. Um, okay, so distillery. Distillery, yeah. Let's see what else. 1 second. So distillery and chemical reactor. Then let's see. Uh, uh, wait. Um, do we need a pump? So I know we're gonna need another chemical reactor. Um, but I was thinking we might need a pump. Mm, wait, let me look at some. What is that? Transfers fluid at specific rates as cover. Oh. Um, okay. So what is that? I think that's the electrolyzer, right? Electrolyzer. Yeah. Okay, so electrolyzer, chemical reactor. Okay. Fluid heater. Okay. And then, so we're gonna have to power all this, but I'm just getting it set up first in terms of how it's gonna look. And then we're gonna go on to the other side. We need another chemical reactor. I need to kind of like take this wall out, I think, so I can have a little bit more room here. Break all this stuff. Okay. So now we would have chemical reactor and a gas collector and then distillery. And another one of those. Okay. So this is the setup that you would need for PVC. I think this is gonna be right exactly what we need to do all the steps. So I'm gonna dig underneath, connect these machines up to the electricity. Then we'll have to bring water over to the, where do we put it again? Fluid heater. We're gonna have to bring water in here. And when it gets water and electricity, it'll start producing steam. And we'll be using that steam, of course, for the severely steam cracked light fuel step. Uh, so, let's see here. First things first. Where do we want to bring the wire from? Right there? Or maybe right here? Just straight across to the first set and then work it that way. Okay. So, looking back here, we were making some more wires, right? Yes. And we're making this. Okay. We've got some wire. And now we've got to bring it this direction. Although we want it to be one lower. We're gonna have to bring it down by one. We don't want it being on the floor level. So let's do that. And then break this one. That's a little bit of a fall. So we need to go on this level. Okay. So we go down, then this direction. What a, oops. I did not want to place that there. Ah! Up we go. Okay. Now we bring it this way. I don't remember how high or how far I have to go. That's a basic distiller right there. Hey! How dare you bring me on this side? I didn't want to be over here. Oh boy. Okay. So, did we get under... We had to have been... We have to be under this one, because that's not a distiller. So we need to go... Well, we can go up, but we have to also go two further. Actually, let's do it from this angle. Right, so we can see it, sort of. Ah, press that button again. Okay. So we take this, bring that up. We've got to connect it because it doesn't like to connect. And that's got power. And we've got to connect that to all of the other ones. So, guess we'll break this, that, that, and bring it over. And then connect them all. Okay. So these all have power now. Perfect. And next up, we have to get it to this side. So we've got to keep bringing it further down into that one. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay. So now we've got to bring it up and then sideways. So let's grab some more um, cable, some more wire, which we don't have any over here. Let's go back up. And we have one conductive iron ingot. So I think we're gonna have to make some more. I think we used all the wiring. Oh, we've got 4, but I don't think that's gonna be enough. So let's make iron and redstone together. Iron and redstone. Oops, I did that wrong. Put that away. Go down here. Go to our alloy smelter. Put this and this in there. Then we'll put those into the wire mill. And, oh right, we've got to get the water going over there too, to that block. Water, we've got to pull it from over here, all the way over there. This water right here, okay. So we can grab from there and go almost directly under. Okay, we'll have to figure that out next. Or rather do it. Okay, so that's gonna be going. Let's grab some of these in the wire mill. Um, the pipes, right? Fluid pipe, fluid pipe. We've got to get more. I don't know if we have. We've got 10, but I don't think that's going to be enough to bring it across. Even if we went directly, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we went directly across, we could probably do it, but we're not going to be able to go directly across, so that won't be enough. Wire mill. Let's see. So let's at least go down there and take a look at what we're working with. Oh, wait, we've got water coming here, I forgot. Into the ore washing plant. So we have to go way less distance than we thought. That's perfect. I fell. Okay, so this is the gas collector. I can't see where the other one is. So pretty much we gotta extend off of this and then go somewhere over here I think it's at the, is it at the end of this line or, no, it's at the end of this line. 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe? Is it here? Fluid heater. That's where it is. But we've got to connect the water from a different angle because we don't have access to conduits yet. Once we do, we could have both the energy and the water coming in at the same exact face. But until then, I'm gonna have to do it the annoying way, so I'll probably uh, so this is the output side of the fluid heater. All of the output sides are facing inwards right now. Now if we wanted, we could bring the fluid on the side if we wanted, or I think we can do it on the output, but we have to hit it with a screwdriver, I think. Um, I guess for now, let's maybe do it on the side. Guess that's fine. So, we're gonna go 2 over, or something over 2. Now I think that's in line with the side. Okay, let's head up. What? Why'd I go back down? There we go. Up, 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 and connect. Wrench, wrench, wrench. And we've got water into the fluid heater. That's perfect. Full of water, full of electricity, but not producing steam yet. I think we have to have a circuit in here, right? Think this is what we do? A circuit of 1. Yeah, a 1 circuit in there. Well, this is done. Let's see, where's our circuit floating around? Got that. Keep those there for now. That's program circuit. Program circuit. These are all program circuits. Should have a spare one laying around somewhere, right? Or not. If I don't have one laying around, I can... Oh. There we go. Program circuit of 2. Perfect. Okay. That'll keep its information. And now... This needs to be 1, I believe. Oops. 1. Then we put this in here. And we've got steam. So that'll fill up on steam. And it's full. I guess it doesn't go exactly to 8K. Because it does it in a segment. Segment of 960. Why not just make it 1,000? Seriously. That could be nice. Okay. So, wait. Oh, right. We were trying to make more cabling. And now we have enough, I think. Because we need to get these electricity. And, oh, that. Okay. Now, oh, come on. Okay. We go up, up, and up. Full, full, full. And, oh, this last one. There we go. Okay. They are all powered, and we need to close this hole because it's gonna make me keep falling. Close all the holes, really. I don't think we need to get down there anymore, hopefully. Okay. So we've got it all closed up. Um, so I think this part's good for now. We've got the layout set up and got it all set up. Now comes the next part. I'm actually gonna do the sifter. I'm not gonna get the oil stuff set up just yet. I am gonna get the sifter set up. Let's go upstairs. I haven't prepared anything for the sifter yet, so let's see what we're gonna need. We don't want that, we want this one. That. That. Sifter. Okay, so the sifter. Sifter, sifter, sifter. All this. Arc furnace. We're gonna be using these for emerald. This. I believe this is what we're gonna be using the sifter for, at least right now. So, purified emerald ore, which is obviously crushed emerald ore inside of the ore washer. And so you literally just take emerald ore, pulverize it, get 4 crushed emerald, take the 4 crushed emerald, get purified times 4, and then so every emerald ore, you're gonna get 4 of these, and you're gonna be able to do this 4 times in the sifter per ore. And so you have most likely, you can get any of these, but this is the chances that you have per purified emerald ore, or not ore. It says purified emerald ore, but I don't like to think of this. I guess it is purified emerald ore. It's weird. Um, doesn't feel like emerald ore to me. It's more like a purified crushed ore or something like that, you know? Feels like. Um, so the exquisite emeralds, I think that's what we want. What was, oh, was it for the lenses? Right. So for the atomic reconstructor, you need an emerald lens, and we're gonna need one of these, um, soon enough. So as you can see, the lead plates aren't too hard to get. The MV emitters are obviously going to require those good electronic circuits and a flawless emerald, which is also going to be one of the things that you can get from doing the sifter. So we're going to need the flawless emeralds, and we're going to need the exquisite emeralds for sure. So once you get an exquisite emerald, we're going to put in the lathe and get an emerald lens. And then you can take that emerald lens, and as long as you have the other stuff, you'll be able to make the atomic reconstructor. This looks, I think, somewhat simple, although the black quartz, I'm not quite sure about this one. I don't think we have any black quartz right now. Electrolyzer, but it has to be MV. So I can't do that right now unless I make a MV electrolyzer. Um, that being said, I haven't made any good electronic circuits yet. But I did actually, I think the last time I was looking at the diodes and stuff, remember the small piles of gallium arsenide dust? I have made progress on that. just, if you take a look over here, somewhere, I think it's here, you can see right here there is 4 gallium arsenide dust. And so these you can turn into small piles of gallium dust. So I would have 16 of these. And then those you use in the assembler, right? So I have 16 essentially of these. And if I have 16 of these, I can do 16 crafts times, well, we're gonna need polyethylene, right? Or we can do glass. Um, we can't do the fine annealed right now. So we could get 16 diodes if we use glass, or if we want to do the polyethylene route, which I think we can probably get, because we're going to be making ethylene downstairs for the PVC. Um, and polyethylene is ethylene and oxygen. So that's really going to be quite simple to get if we want to do polyethylene. Um, so we could get double the diodes with our gallium arsenide dust, if we do polyethylene instead of glass. Um, and polyethylene, yeah, I don't think it'd be too hard to get. We just need some oxygen, really. And of course, the oxygen is going to be done with the silicon, at least what we've been doing so far. You can just get 2 buckets of oxygen with 3 of these. Um, and so let's put this back for now. Was it this one? No, that one. No, where was it? Oh, it is right here. Gallium. There we go. Okay, so I guess next things to think about. It is getting pretty um, long into the stream about now. Uh, I'm gonna look at doing the oil, getting the oil set up, so that way we can go downstairs. And once we get our oil thing set up, we can start processing some of the oil into the setup here. And we're going to start with, of course, with the basic distillery, right? Into a chemical reactor. Into, we're going to need another chemical reactor, right? And then into a distillery. And then from the distillery into the electrolyzer. Wait, are we starting on this side? Let's see. So it's distillery, chemical, chemical. Chemical. I might, I don't know, I might change this setup a little bit, but because I kind of want to do it in order, like you distill the oil and then you put it into a chemical reactor, right? The light fuel, sulfuric light fuel that you get. And then with the sulfuric light fuel, you'll get regular light fuel, and you put that light fuel into another chemical reactor, and then you get severely steam cracked light fuel, which you'll then put into a distillery. Let's say this one, right? You would put it into distillery, and you'll need a circuit in there. A circuit of 10 is what we're going to need. And then you would get ethylene, and then you take that ethylene, combine it with vinyl, or you you have to get the chlorine first. So back to the electrolyzer, you take the salt, put it in here, and you get sodium destined chlorine. Take the chlorine and the ethylene, put it into a chemical reactor, this one, and you would get vinyl chloride and hydrochloric acid. And then, wait, maybe this one. And then finally, this one would be combining air and vinyl chloride. Now, our gas collector's right here, so this we're going to be getting to collect air. Oops. Is there an air block here? Oh, here. So it seems to be a circuit of 4. What's the... Oh, Overworld versus Lost Cities? Um, I thought those were the same thing, are they not? Overworld versus Lost Cities. I thought the Overworld was Lost Cities in this area, in this mod pack. Is there actually 2 different places? Let's see something here. Let's take this. Now, it has a 1 or a 4. Let's try changing it to 4 real quick. And we're going to put that in there just for a quick second. And it doesn't do anything. Okay. So I guess this is considered the overworld and Lost Cities is a separate place. Wait, now it's showing the end. Oh, because these are different airs. Okay. So for regular air, we would do a circuit of 1 because we're in the overworld. And if you were in Lost Cities, which I'm not sure how to get there really, I'll have to figure that out too. You would just do a circuit of 4. Well, let's put this back to 1. And if we put this in here, we would start getting air. Put that there. Now it'll keep going. Put this here. That'll keep going. Okay. I'll just put this in here for now, I guess. Um, okay, so looking at the quest, right? I know we didn't actually do too much as far as the quests go today. Um, although we did do the distillery one, which is right here. And so the whole point of doing this setup over here, just to go real quick, we're going to be getting PVC, which once we have the PVC, we'll have access to making item conduits and fluid conduits, which are way nicer than the current pipes that we're using, for sure. We could pipe, instead of having this fluid stuff on top, right? We could have all of it down here in the same block. We could have the energy going into these machines, and we could have the same pipe right through that wiring right there, and we could have, for example, the extractor pushing fluid into the assembling machine all within the same block, essentially, blocks. So that'll be nice once we get that set up. It'll unclutter things a little bit, make it more, I guess, streamlined, if you want to say it, call it that. Um, I'm probably going to get more rubber because, well, we do have 9,072 millibuckets right now, which is 63. This is 63 rubber bars right here. Um, so that's a good amount of rubber bars. Um, alloy smelter is 2 to 1. Sheets. Okay, so this is our preferred method for getting rubber sheets now. This is 1 ingot or 1 rubber bar equals 1 rubber sheet. Before we were doing this, right? Or not even that. Da, 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 da. Where was it? Here, right? Before we were doing 2 rubber bars is 1 rubber sheet in the alloy smelter, but now instead of doing 2 rubber bars for 1 rubber sheet, we can do the fluid solidifier with the liquid form and do this is 1 rubber bar right here into 1 rubber sheet with the mold plate, of course. So that'll be the liquid form is definitely useful, um, but we can always take the liquid, put it into blocks of rubber, and then when we need the rubber bars, um, we can always liquefy them again and then convert it into rubber sheets if we need rubber sheets. So you don't always have to have it in liquid form. You can convert it to solid. Then if you need it to liquid again at some point, you can always get it back into liquid for these um, recipes. So that's nice. Going forward, as I said before, we're going to try to get the oil thing set up so we can start um, getting some PVC stuff set up. Uh, rather, item conduits is what I meant to say. Um, we need to get some MV stuff made. Uh, and we'll have to work on the atomic reconstructor, which we looked at earlier. I don't see it in this anymore, but this is it. This atomic reconstructor is going to be useful for a few things. As you can see here, this is all of the stuff, I guess, that it can make. Um, but I remember these Anori things being useful. Anori crystals. Uh, a leaf blower, okay. Drills, augments, gearwork dying, battery, white crystal shard. I remember seeing these white stars somewhere. Like something like super late game, I thought. But I don't see it here. Block. Oh! Wait, no. I don't know what that is. Maybe it was empowered Anori crystals. Oh. Okay, so you need empowered Anori crystals for the ultimate gem. And the ultimate gem is used for, I guess, the ultimate armor, which, um, I don't know, like, obviously this is super late game, it feels like, or pretty late game. Um, that's a lot of Ender Dragon stuff there. Wither. I don't know how good this, I mean, it says Chaos Immunity. Um, I'm not quite sure. It says it gives armor, but like, in terms of like, I guess like survivability, I don't know if it makes you invincible or something like that. pretty cool though, but looks super expensive slash difficult to make. So that's for the Nori star things, but I do believe they have other uses, and we're going to be using the atomic reconstructor for other things. Uh, I just can't remember what we need it for right now. But yeah, so I definitely want to get into MV machines. Uh, what was the one of the recipes I was thinking of earlier? I was like, it's MV. I can't remember what it was though. Was it for the tin cables? Let's look. Oh, that's platinum tin. UV. No, it wasn't tin cables. But I remember there was definitely something that was required MV, but we couldn't do. Oh, the cobalt. That lame stuff. Right. Electrolyzer. Wait, this one. So we have cobaltite, and we couldn't figure out how to get cobalt, or we couldn't find it anywhere. Couldn't even left click the cobalt ore, which is right here, and it still won't let us left click it. Nothing happens. Really? So, if we want cobalt dust in the future, we'll just take our cobaltite and put it in an MV electrolyzer, and then we can get cobalt dust. Now, I'm eventually going to have to start making a bunch of MV machine holes. Maybe I'll start off with like making 10 of them. Let's just say to start. So that would be 90 aluminum plates because this is 8 for each one. So we'll need copper wire, wrought iron, aluminum for all those machine holes. And then we're going to make, of course, the good electronic circuits. So we're going to make the diodes. And so I think I'm off stream. I'm going to get the oil stuff set up and start processing some oil over here, right? And get to the point where we have, different chemicals over there. And then we'll be able to probably pull off some ethylene, right? Ethylene and oxygen. So we'll grab some oxygen, pull off some ethylene here, because we're going to be producing ethylene for the PVC. So pull that off, get some oxygen and ethylene, and get some polyethylene, and then we'll make some diodes. And then once we have a bunch of diodes, we can get started on the good electronic circuits. Now we do have phenol already, um, and we just need coated circuit boards, which we already have. So real quick, um, I do have all of these, right? So if you look at that recipe again real quick, if you take these and put them in phenol with the chemical reactor, which our phenol is actually right here, we've got 2 buckets worth, and this only requires uh, 100 millibuckets, so you can 10 of these, 10 phenolic substrates per bucket. Um, so we can make a bunch of phenolic substrate, and I believe that is a quest. Not on this one though. Is it? No, I think it's here. Right here. So phenolic substrate is a quest, and then making it into the good circuit board is, which is just 8 silver with the phenolic substrate. Um, you know, I guess I'll actually do that real quick. Might as well. Um, I wonder how many of these good electronic circuits do you think we'll need? Probably need a bunch of these, right? So let me do something real quick. I'm gonna get like 9 more and use up all of the phenol. So, oops, actually this is the recipe that we want. So we just need a little bit more sticky resin. Let's grab a little bit of sticky resin. Throw that there and get 1, 2, 3. Okay. Wait. Nope, one more. We ran out of planks. So we need 3 plate or 3. Put that there. Do this. Okay. We've got 20. Now let's go downstairs. Get the phenol. We'll just put it in this tank. Gotta go here. Grab that. Then go to the chemical bath, or not chemical bath, chemical reactor. This one. Take that out. Put this into the liquid. And put this in here, I think. No circuits are needed, of course, looks like. Just put that in there. And we'll start getting phenolic substrate. Let's get that quest done real quick since we didn't get many quests done. This is going to be an easy one. We'll just knock these out real quick. Or this is going to be an easy 2 quest because we can just get some silver wires. Upstairs, we have silver. And we'll go downstairs and get this wire milled up. Put that in there. And then we'll make our first good circuit board. And we're going to need many of them for all these good electronic circuits. We're going to need a lot of electronic circuits, of course. 3 per good electronic circuit. So I'm probably going to make, I'll probably also make a bunch of more electronic circuits, regular ones, off stream too. I might even try to make 60, for example, 60 electronic circuits off stream. So, right here, that, this, and we've got a good circuit board. Quest complete. Nice and simple. And then, of course, the next quest is the good electronic circuit. So we're gonna need to make, obviously, a lot of resistors. Speaking of resistors, I found a better way to make the resistors. Normally, I was doing this way before, right? Um, but I was using the assembler with glue, um, not using fine annealed though. So I was getting, I think I was getting 2 at a time, right? Yeah. So I was just getting coal dust and fine copper wire and getting 2 at a time. And this is really simple as long as you have glue, which you get from centrifuging sticky resin. So if you just throw like, let's say 10 of these in, you'll get 1 bucket of glue, and you can do this 10 times. So you get 20 resistors off of 10 sticky resin and uh, 10 coal dust and uh, 40 fine copper wires, which are, it'd be 10 copper wires. Or uh, 5 copper ingots. Actually, that's better, I think. Yeah. So literally 5 copper ingots, 10 coal dust, 10 sticky resin for 20 resistors. Whereas before, you would have to do this 10 times. It'd be 20 sticky resin, 20 paper, 10 coal dust, and 20 copper wire. So it's definitely way better, I think. Like maybe like twice as good, essentially. Uh, yeah, probably about maybe twice as good, I'd say. So that's how we'll be making a bunch of resistors. And that's actually how we made all those electronic circuits earlier. We made a bunch of resistors in the assembler. Um, the vacuum tubes. This is also something that I used to be doing a lot. This crafting recipe, which is 3 copper, 2 steel, and glass tube, right? But earlier I was like, oh, there's an assembler method. And I was doing the red alloy method. Because you get 4 vacuum tubes, right? So I was like, oh, I'll do that one. I can make it pretty easily. It's not too hard. So you still need the glass tube, 1 steel bolt, and 2 copper wire. Or yeah, so it was making 3. It wasn't making 4 because I wasn't using the annealed copper wire, obviously. Um, so this is the one that I was doing. But considering this is 1, 2, 3, 4 items, right? In total. Glass, steel, 2 copper. Glass, steel, and 2 copper. So it saves you a steel bolt and a copper wire. And the more important thing is that you get 3 instead of 1. So you literally eliminate some of the stuff that you need, and you also get 3 times the amount. So definitely way better to do once you have access to this recipe. So I'll be doing that a lot for vacuum tubes for electronic circuits. Um, but anyways, I think we're just about to wrap up now. Um, next time we're definitely going to work on getting some electronic circuits, I think. The next version of electronic circuits, obviously diodes because those are needed. Um, we might, I think, tackle the atomic reconstructor. Um, I still don't know if I can set up the tree farm yet. Oops, not that one, this one. So, wait, maybe I can? Because it's, all we need is vibrant alloy and pulsating iron. So yeah, I guess we could set it up whenever, really. Because we have vibrant alloy right there. And pulsating iron is pretty easy to make too. Just iron and pulsating dust. We have iron, obviously. Um, there's only 2 stacks here, but we have more in the chest or drawer. And then pulsating dust, we've got right here. So we could definitely make the farming station whenever, I think. It's just a matter of doing it, really. Infinity bimetal gears. Okay, yeah, we can make those. Okay. So yeah, maybe, uh, I do want to get it set up eventually, so that way we'll have a bunch of rubber, um, well, a bunch of sticky resin, right? We'll have a bunch of sticky resin. We won't have to worry about chopping down the trees anymore outside, which are right there. Um, oops. Go in here. So I think I'll probably tackle that at some point. I'm not, I guess I can do it on stream. Maybe I'll probably at the very least get these things ready. Um, because I mean, it's as you know, I could show this on stream, but I'll probably be doing it at some point anyways. I don't know what else. Oh, you're gonna need a bunch of these for the ultimate gem thing, which we were looking at earlier, because of those. Staff of traveling. If I was looking at these before last time, I think. I can't remember what else you'll need these for. Are they even? They're a quest, aren't they? Or are they not? Um. Hmm. What's this? Oh, you need a vibrant crystal for this quest. Hmm. Crystal. Uh. There's the atomic reconstructor quest. Energetic infuser. That's mid-game stuff. Okay. Well, anyways. Um. Yeah. So, as I was saying before, I think I'm gonna tackle getting the oil stuff set up off stream, I think, and get some of it processing in that machine setup that we set up earlier. And then next time, we're either gonna be working on the farming station setup, atomic reconstructor, uh, and also the diodes and electronic circuits the next tier. Anyways, I think that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.